Hi, I am back. I don't have any explanation to why I have been gone for so long. I am a procrastinator.
Okay. The real reason she has not uploaded is because she has no one to edit her videos. I'm the procrastinator. Maybe if I get paid a little more, you guys can tell her to pay me, and then we can get the videos on track. You know what I mean? Okay. Bye.
I've had a couple of pretty big deal trips within like the last couple of months. I just between that and just not feeling motivated and not having any alone time ever to myself aside from working. I mean, I do work at home and usually everyone is gone. But during those hours, I am working. So I have very little alone time. So it's kind of difficult for me to get these videos out. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for anyone who's hanging in there with me. So I wanted to get a Q&A video out of the way. I've been kind of procrastinating on doing this. I actually have made this list months ago, but I wanted to look put together and I wanted to do my face and make sure my hair was, straightened. And I'm here today because I had the time. I'm barefaced. I've decided I'm just throwing some lip gloss on, and well, it's not even lip gloss. I think it's just like chapstick. I'm just throwing some chapstick on. I'm not going to care about the hormonal acne or the circles under my eyes. I'm just going to do it. So here I am. Here I am. I've written it down and I don't even remember what I wrote down, so I'm going to be reading it. I'm sorry. All right, let's get the show on the road. I had a couple of questions between the videos that I've done prior. Just people who know me and have had questions. I had some questions that I want to answer. Just to cover everything. And if you guys have other questions, let me know. I'll answer. I don't usually have any issue putting my business out there. So my first question that I want to answer is who my doctor was. So I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, and my doctor is Dr. Deborah Bergman of Carmel Cosmetics and Plastic Surgery. She was my plastic surgeon. She's the one who did the tummy tuck and the breast implants. Now, I also had to have a medical doctor because I had a hernia. So my medical doctor was Dr. Christopher Crawford. The way that Dr. Bergman explained it is she did the incision. She pulled, the skin up and back out of the way. My muscles were already open so that the medical physician could get to the hernia that was back there. So once she pulled everything open, like all the skin, and got down to my muscle, the medical doctor came in and he was able to fix the hernia. I never saw Dr. Crawford, but I trust that he was there. So after Dr. Crawford finished, of course, Dr. Bergman came back in and was able to complete the muscle repair on top of the hernia and do the implants. So that was my doctor. I was also asked if I had my procedure at a hospital. I think I got this question from someone in person, actually. She was kind of concerned that I wasn't having my procedure done at a hospital. So the surgery center where I had my procedure is across the street from the hospital. I mean, I could have had easy access to a hospital if I needed it. I trusted in my doctor that I wouldn't need hospitalization. So, I mean, it's a surgery center. It's a medical facility. So I trusted that everything would be fine, and thank God it was. So it was actually Carmel Ambulatory Surgery Center. Um, Also, I'm not far from that surgery center. My house is about 20 minutes away from the surgery center, so I thought it would be just really easy to, just drive home. I I didn't have an inpatient stay. I didn't stay overnight, which was another question that I'm just going to go ahead and answer now. No, I didn't stay overnight in the surgery center. I had the option to. It was an extra $500. But aside from that, like I thought that I would be fine. I thought I'll have the meds and I'll be okay and I can go home and relax at home and be cared for by my loved ones and not a nurse in a strange place. I'm already going to probably be uncomfortable. I was not anticipating the amount of pain I was in, but I thought, oh, I just want to, sleep in my house. I knew I wouldn't be in bed because my bed is upstairs. And I kind of set up shop downstairs on my couch for recovery. But I did not stay inpatient. And I really, really regret it. I don't know if you're watching this, if you have seen my recovery video right after surgery or the surgery day, I think it was. I didn't eat enough and I took the pain meds and I actually took, what I think was too much for me, especially without having enough food in my system. So I think that's what happened with me, but I feel like if I would have been in the surgery center, I would have either gotten a more hearty meal or I would have gotten less meds. Like, I don't know. I don't know. There's no going back. It is what it is. I do regret not staying in the surgery center in hindsight, which is 2020, of course. Another question I was asked is how much time off I took. So I actually took 6 working days off of my job, which isn't much, but I don't do much. I don't have a strenuous job, thank goodness. Where I am now, this is where I sit daily, and this is where I do my job. I just pull out my keyboard and work my job, and that is it. I don't have to stand up. Also, the restroom is maybe 5 steps away from me. So it was really easy for me after recovery to work. I took Friday off because that was surgery day. And then, of course, I recovered Friday, surgery day, Saturday, Sunday, and then that following entire 5 days. And into the following weekend, of course, because I don't work weekends. So it was a total of 10 days. And by day 10, I felt not fine, but I felt well enough to sit in the chair and do the job. I also, because I'm so short, I have a bench. I have a bench that, it's a gardening bench, but I use it under my desk to prop my feet. Because I felt like sitting here, my incision, because my legs are low, I felt like my incision was pulling. So I just put that under my feet, and I've just used it ever since. And it helped to be more comfortable for me. On the recovery questions, I was also asked about my bowel movement and if that was painful or what I took for that. I didn't take any medication for it. I did get some Gas X because I'm usually gassy, and I thought if I had any like gas pressure, that would be really uncomfortable. So I had it, but I didn't take it. My mom was here helping me to recover. She made my meals, and I wasn't eating much because I wasn't doing anything. So I didn't really need much energy. Also, I recovered on Tylenol alone. I did not take the medication after day 1. I didn't take any of the narco anymore. I just took Tylenol. So I didn't need big, hearty, hefty meals. I mean, I did because, you know, you're recovering and you need healthy food, but I didn't eat much and I didn't eat anything big or heavy. In the morning, I would have yogurt. Oh, because I would also take an antibiotic. For like the first 3 or 4 days, I had an antibiotic. So I wanted to make sure that I was eating yogurt. So I would have yogurt and fruit, and a lot of the fruit that I had was papaya. I know that for my body, papaya helps me to do number 2 a lot easier. It doesn't force anything. It's not like a laxative for me, but it does make it easier, if that makes any sense. It's just, I didn't want to have to push and hurt myself. So I had papaya, I had chicken soup, I had lentil soup, I had yogurt, I had eggs, I had just tons of water, bananas, just really healthy food. I actually got down to 145 pounds during this time because I was hardly eating, and I didn't need to. Like I didn't have any energy to burn off any food. So, and I didn't feel hungry. I wasn't doing anything. All right. Moving on. Oh, someone asked me if I had the magic shot or the Exparel. No, I didn't have the Exparel. I practically recovered off of Tylenol the entire time. I mean, right after surgery, I still had some of the pain medication in me, I'm sure. But after that, it was just me and Tylenol, just extra strength Tylenol, and I would take it every 4 hours. It was really uncomfortable. It was pretty bad. So, I did not have the magic shot. Also, I was asked about my BMI and if my physician discussed my BMI or had any issues with my BMI. So no, Dr. Bergman did not mention my BMI at all. I gave her that information with the initial paperwork, but she didn't mention it. I'm sure she reviewed it, but my BMI is 31, so I am in the obese category. I'm 140 pounds. No, I'm 150 pounds and I'm only 4 feet 11. So that's considered obese. But Dr. Bergman didn't seem to care. Oh, let's move on to breasts. So I did have breast implants, but I did not have a breast lift. Now, in order to need a breast lift, I think there's a measurement that has to be taken between your collarbone, like the middle of your, like here, and your nipple to see, because she did that. She measured like with a tape measure. She took it, she put it here, and then she measured down. I don't know what the numbers were. I didn't ask, but she did not suggest that I needed a breast lift. Now, a lot of times I've heard that a breast lift is done if the nipples are like facing down or like drooped down. I did have saggy maybe boobs, but the nipple's always been up here and like facing forward, so maybe that had something to do with it. I'm not sure, but I did not have a lift. I did have implants, and I don't think I told you guys what the size of my implants are. My implants are 310 cc's, smooth, moderate profile. So they're both the same size, on both sides. And my new bra size is a 36C. I sometimes get a D just for a looser fit. And it depends on each bra because some of them are lined, some of them are padded, some of them are full cup, some of them are more demi. It just depends on the bra. Definitely 36 around the band. I'm more comfortable in a D, but I find it sometimes it's a little big. So CD, around there. Can we just talk about the boobs for a minute? So they seem very foreign to me. They don't seem like part of my body. For most of my adult life, I have wanted implants. I was a very young parent. I had a daughter in my teens. My breasts were never big. I had a B cup, which was a sweet spot. It wasn't like completely, flat. I had a little something I could push up if I needed to. But they weren't big by any means. I wasn't happy because they were always so deflated. For most of my life, they were just deflated because I had a child so soon into my adolescence, and I shouldn't have been. So, for most of my life, I've wanted breast implants. What is happening? So, to have them now and have them, so I thought when I have them, I will feel complete. I'll feel more feminine. I'll feel like more womanly. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that I was missing. I love my backside. I mean, it is getting a little out of hand back there, but I have curves. I look great, but my chest was so flat. So to get the implants and not feel what I thought I was gonna feel, I really felt like like they were gonna be a part of me, and it ended up being so different. I feel them, which I know that doesn't make sense. Like, of course I feel them, right? Like, I have to feel them. But I know in my mind that I have an implant. I consciously can not feel like they're a part of me. And it's kind of bothered me. I haven't lost nipple sensitivity, thank God. I mean, I have sensitivity, and that's not the problem. I think it's just they just don't feel like part of me. I don't like when I'm a side sleeper. So if I sleep on my side, I can feel this one kind of pulling this way because it's a piece of plastic that's inside of me. I don't regret it because I love how they look in clothes. They look fabulous in clothes. I mean, to me, they look great to me. And this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have a little cleavage. I wanted to be a little fuller, and I wanted it to look more even, my top and my bottom to look even. Now that's also why I did 310 cc's, because I didn't want to have anything like humongous, and I didn't want to look top heavy. I just wanted to even out my body between my top and my bottom. I just wish that what I had in my mind was what was going to translate into my experience, and it didn't, but I'm okay with it. I've come to terms with it. It did really throw me off because it's just not what I expected. I don't regret it. I just did not expect I didn't expect them to feel so foreign. So there's that. Let's get off of that subject. Woo! Let's talk about the cost. Oh my God. My goodness. It is so expensive to have this done. Now, I say that and I'm going to tell you the price, and I have seen people pay so much more for these procedures, for this mommy makeover, all of this together. And I mean, everybody's mommy makeover is different, right? Like, it's just a combination of different procedures for everybody. Because some people don't have the muscle repairs, or um, they just have the loose skin, or some people don't have the hernia. Some people get a lift with the implant, which is common. Um, some people just get a lift. So, my procedure in total was $11,580. So here's the actual breakdown. Physician's charges are up at the top, and the abdominoplasty was $4,000, and the bilateral breast augmentation was $2,700. And then we come down here. She charged me $80 for the garment that I came home in after surgery. The implants were $2,000. She took the $50 off the consult fee. And so that was $8,730 there. But then I also paid the facility fee, which was the surgery center, $750, and the anesthesiologist was $1,510. The overnight stay, as I said, was an optional $500. So the total for the facility was $2,260 for a total of $10,990. So aside from that, I also had my hernia repair billed to my insurance because that was a medical procedure that needed to be done. Of that, I ended up paying $581, I believe, $82. That was the remaining $580 that I paid, which is insane that you only pay, like, I could only bill my hernia repair. And I know, I've heard that, oh, you can get the abdominoplasty paid as well, and it's not. I don't think it's the abdominoplasty. I think it's just the removal of the skin. But you have to like jump through millions of hoops to get your insurance to pay for that. Listen, if my stomach, my abdominal muscles are opened this wide and now I have a hernia, I feel like that's a medical condition that should be covered by my insurance. Obviously, you're gonna pay I'm paying my premium. Obviously, you're going to pay the remaining portion of whatever your insurance doesn't cover. But how is that not a medical issue? I mean, I didn't push it with my insurance. I knew it wasn't going to be covered. I work in healthcare, so I just didn't even look into it. I knew I was going to have to pay for it. It's a cosmetic procedure. So I did that. I paid what I had to pay, but this needs to change. And somebody also needs to talk about it. Like, how in the world did I have 4 kids? 4 kids. And at none of these, what do they call them? The visit that you have after your postpartum checkup. I had 4 postpartum checkups. No one ever told me anything about muscle separation. No one ever told me anything about a hernia. I didn't find any of this out until I saw Dr. Bergman, and that's not fair. What is going on? We shouldn't be able to walk around with our muscles separated. We need those. Like, the back pain associated with it, the hernia that comes from like all of that, straining and pushing out. Because I noticed that when I am doing something with force. Like I push my stomach out. And I think that's where the hernia came from, because there was no support from the muscle. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just feel like this should be covered somehow by the insurance that we pay for. But anywho, who am I? So I hope you guys have enjoyed the Q&A / rant of today. Pardon my little one in the background with the Play-Doh and the toys. She's hanging out with me today. All right, well, if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for listening to me. I'm just a crazy little lady that's gone through some stuff. Just want to talk about it. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. Bye.